Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday evening. My name is Dr. Tatinisha Timms. I am a clinical psychologist here in Los Angeles, California. And I want to invite you all to give a call. You're able to call in if you would like, or you can send me DM messages or send a text message on the screen. I am able to see you guys on multiple streams, but I have to go back and forth. So you can send messages through StreamYard directly or on LinkedIn. I'm able to see on my phone. I don't have the other phone, so I cannot see into Facebook messengers. So if you go on LinkedIn, you'll be able to see this live and you can type in the comment section. On Facebook, you can do that, and on YouTube. Or if you have my cell phone number, you can simply send me a text message that way, and I can respond if you have a question. There is also a phone number that you can call me directly at. It is area code 323. Oh, shoot, you guys, I forgot the number just that quickly. Give me one moment. My apologies to. I knew it. I thought I knew it by heart, but just drew a blank. But I don't want to give out misinformation. So, one moment. 323-543-5506. 323-543-5506. If you want to call and talk to me directly, I can put you on speaker and we can let the other guests listen in and hear what is going on so that people can ask questions and conversation can be generated. Or you could just listen to the expert. All right. Now, when I say the expert, yeah, I know things on psychology, but remember, I'm a human being too. Sometimes I think people think that I have superpowers and super whatever, and maybe I should know things a bit more than the average person. But you got to remember, I'm a human being too, with normal feelings, experiences like other people, in reality. So sometimes you got to bear with the girl. All right. So, the topic of this show, we're talking about boundaries, limits, setting limits, being okay with saying no, not being afraid to make known what your truth is or what your truths are, what you're willing to go for, and what you're not willing to go for. So, when you're talking about boundaries, how do you set your boundaries? Are your boundaries set on a set of principles, a list of things that you feel like you have to abide by in terms of setting rules and parameters for yourself? And then why do you set boundaries? What are the benefits of setting boundaries? What do they do for you, or what do they not do for you? So those are some of the questions and the things that I would like for tonight's topic to be on. Now, we could talk about anything, and guess what? We can do this every day if you want to. It's just a matter of setting a time in which we can do it. But it can be morning, noon, night, afternoon, whatever. All right. And I'm starting to stay up a little later, so you guys know I like coming on here in the midnight hours sometimes if I'm up and feeling well. My allergies have been getting the best of me, but enough about me. Let's talk about boundaries. What are boundaries? How do you define boundaries? Okay. And are boundaries set to keep you from being taken advantage of? Or are boundaries set to keep you from spending a certain amount of money? Are boundaries set to keep you on course for certain things? What are your boundaries for? And do you have a set of boundaries that are set for everybody, like across the board? Or do you have boundaries for friendships with male and female, independent of sex? Or do you have a certain set of boundaries for men that you're dating or women that you're dating? Are there certain boundaries for your children that are different from their cousins, that are different from perhaps children that you work with? So, what are your boundaries? Are they different across the board depending on who you're dealing with? Are the boundaries for your mate different than the boundaries for your boss. So, what are your boundaries? Do you base them on anything particular? All right. Did something happen which caused you to have to be more aware, to have to put boundaries in place? Or were boundaries something that was instilled in you as a child that you grew up with? So, those are some of the things that I want you guys to think about. All right. So, of course, I was looking online and I found this cute little thing to help you to remember. Um, we call them like mnemonic devices. If you can find letters or poems or things that can help you to remember to keep things together. So, this one, the word boundary, which is spelled Boundary. And on here, it has the B. The B is be aware. The O is of what is. The U is unacceptable. And the N is for normalize saying no. The D is do what is best for you. That's a hard one. We're going to come back to that. Do what is best for you. A is for and know what is not your what? The R. Responsibility to sacrifice. Sacrifice what? The why. Yourself for others. I like that. Okay. Be aware of what is unacceptable and normalize saying no. Do what is best for you and know that it's not your responsibility to sacrifice yourself for others. Boy, oh boy, do I get myself in trouble with that one all the time. I am always Captain Saber, you know what, right? Always. I'm always that one like, well, I don't want to see them struggle and I don't want to see so-and-so struggle. And you know, there's a benefit to having a big heart, but there's also a drawback. It's a drawback because I continue to put myself out for people who don't deserve my goodness, right? And then there's that other side, and you're like, well, God has blessed you with this and so much. So and so blessed you, and now you're able to bless other people because we know that our blessings continue to come. And I know and understand that when I bless other people, I'm never without. I'm never without, right? And maybe that's why when I'm praying now, that when I'm asking God for the desires of my heart, I find myself getting them. And I find myself not getting just pieces of them, but all of what I'm looking for. And I got to tell you the truth. When the total package appeared, I got scared as hell. That's a different story for a different day. So let's talk about the boundaries. All right. There was one I wanted to come back to, doing what is best for you. So what is in your best interest? All right. And this is for me. What's best in my interest is not always doing what is in other people's interest, best interest, or their little interest. Sometimes even helping is not always in my best interest. So what that says to me is that I have to consider me more. What is good for me? All right. Why am I always shortchanging myself? And when am I going to stop that foolish behavior? Well, I made the decision, I think 2 days ago, in the late night, midnight hour, to change that for me. Why? Because I deserve not better, but the best. And the only way to get the best is to let go of things that are not the best. So you got to put yourself in the best situations. You know what's good, you know what's not good. And don't do mediocre. Mediocrity is not going to get it. All right? So do what is best for you and know that it is not your responsibility, Tatanisha, to sacrifice yourself for others. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't help or assist in some capacity, but not to the point where with what you're doing is going to bother you. All right? If I lent someone a car and didn't get it back, I have to be able to accept the possibility that I may not get it back. So those are the kinds of things. So if those are situations that I don't want to deal with, then guess what? I have the right to say no and not to be afraid to say no, because it might just be a mental health thing at that point. All right. How does this affect our mental health? It can bring on unwanted and undue stress. All right. That might be that thing that's giving me those little crow's feet right here. And I looked today and I was like, oh no, she can't have no crow's feet. We got to get rid of that. I need a cream, a lotion. Let me know what you guys can recommend. I was putting some emu oil, infinity oil on it. And then I have pure emu oil that I gave to someone. But I'm probably, maybe I'll go to Solvang for the weekend. That'd be a nice drive up, right? Go to Solvang and get me some pure emu oil from the ostrich farm and just work it in there. It's amazing what it can do. But no, I can't have no crow's feet. Not because of no BS. No, 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 no. So I've got to do better for myself. All right. So I wish I could see the comments. Let me see if I can pull some things up just in case if you all have some questions. Let's see. Let's see. As if I know how to work Facebook this way. Oh, let's see. Oh boy. I see you guys are inboxing me about my activity for this morning. I recommend that all of you get take shooting lessons. I didn't have lessons. I think from when my dad taught us in the backyard shooting Coca-Cola cans. It just kind of stuck with me. And I don't have any assist on the gun. And that's my second one. I got about 4. All right. So let's look. Orange, Miss Orange Valentine. I set boundaries in order to not be taken advantage of. Yeah, that is so very important, Orange, because I tell you, it's easy to be taken advantage of. And I must admit, I'm one of those people because I have what's called a bleeding heart, where my heart is so big. I really, really, really want to help so many people, you know, God's people. And I believe that we can help people. And I believe that I can do it in a way where I won't be taken advantage of. I believe that for me, Orange, I need to just kind of slow it down a little bit, you know, um, maybe not give so much all at once, but, and then maybe too, with the idea of not enabling people, but giving them just enough to get themselves together. Because what I find is that, like for me, I don't want to, but if I had to go work at McDonald's or Jack in the Box or somewhere and able to eat or to keep my family going, or if I needed more money, I don't see any shame in that. I don't. You know, you have to do what you have to do in order to survive, in order to take care of your children. I know people who will ask for money and ask to borrow money because and feel like they are too above taking jobs like that or to drive Uber and Lyft. But in order to take care of your family, why wouldn't you do that? You know? Hi, Jeff Brantley. No, I can see you because I have the phone on Facebook, so I can see the Facebook comments. So please go ahead and write your comments there. I would love for you to. Hi, Katrina. Yes, Orange. And my peace is most important to me as well. Yes, yes. Hi, Melanie. Happy birthday. Yes, absolutely. Not to your detriment. Absolutely not to your detriment. You can't. And I talk about mental health a lot. And one of the most important things to remember is that how can I help to take care of anyone if I'm not taking care of myself? You know, I have to be able to take care of me before I can take care of anyone. I have to be right. I have to be put together well and okay. If I fall apart, everything falls apart. That's right, Mel. Yes, absolutely. You got to set those boundaries or you'll be taken advantage of. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? And what people don't understand is that there's no need to take advantage of because I will help you anyway. So there's no need to mistreat or dog me out or feel like you have to rob and steal, because if you're someone I'm going to help out, I'm going to help you out because I care about you, because I don't want to see you struggling. I don't want to see you hurting. You're someone that I love or that I care about, and I don't want to see you in that way, you know. And then, I always suggest to people to get closer to God, to see what that's like, to feel what that's like. I remember being at Sunday school a couple weeks ago, and I was able to share, a little bit about going through cancer and just the different miracles that I've had performed in my life and other miracles that I've been able to see other people experience, and how people doubt that God is real. And that is how and where my evidence and my proof comes in, because of who God is to me and what he has brought me through. I am a living testimony. I am an alive witness. So I understand what my assignment is. My assignment is to be a testimony, because when you look at me, you don't see cancer, and you don't see any scarring on my body unless I tell you the story about the pick lines that you can see, the dark marks here or the dark marks on my chin. If I tell you about that, or sometimes how I get that chin, that hair chin, I can tell you about that. That came after that chemotherapy, you know. Or if you're fortunate enough to be intimate with me, you'll see the scarring on my stomach. But other than that, you wouldn't know that I had cancer. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that I've had a few other things. You wouldn't know. That's what a story is. And so I have to tell that. I have to tell about God's greatness. And I have to tell you what faith is. I have to tell you what it's like to be negative in your bank account, but still be able to eat, still be able to get around, and still be able to live every day as if you have $300,000 sitting in the bank. That's God. That is God. So to be able to help other people, guess what? That is God. That is what we're supposed to do. But you're right, Orange, and you're right, Mel. We are not supposed to allow other people to take advantage of us. And I thank God that even in the experience and time of people when they have taken advantage, I thank God that that has not crippled my spirit or my ability to still want to help other people. Because just because one got away with it, it doesn't mean that all will. And you're right. What it does mean is that I have to be more careful next time, right? And the topic of this is what? Boundaries. I have to set those boundaries. Yes, praise God, he brought me through. And you know what, girl? I never doubted that he wouldn't. When I was going through cancer, I was like, okay, Lord, you're using me. Because remember, he uses us as his vessel. I am nothing more than his vessel. That's it. So what is it, God? What is your purpose? And when you understand your purpose, when you understand why God has you here, when you understand it, you're right, Mel. No one and no thing can steal your joy because I understand my purpose. I understand it. I get it. I know why I'm here. I know why I'm here. So I'm telling you, you have to set those boundaries. And then when it comes to love relationships, we talked a bit last week. It is important to have effective communication with your loved ones, be it your mate, your children, your parents, whatever it is vital. It is absolutely vital to have open, clear, concise communication with people that you love. And let me tell you, these emojis, they drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. Okay. I get confused on emojis because I'm not an emoji person. I'll send you a heart. I'll send you a sunshine. I might send you some kisses and some hugs and some love. But guess what? Some of this stuff, I'm like, okay, did he mean it that way or that way? Because it could be construed either way, you know. So I'm telling you, that's right. No negative vibes. Is somebody on here being naughty, Mel? Yes. You know what, Orange? You don't have to be revengeful because guess what? Vengeance belongs to God. So we don't have to be. We might think of it, but it's not our job to be that way. We don't have to be that way. If you pay attention, sometimes you get to see the results of the Lord's vengefulness, right? But no, we don't have to spend our time that way. It's easier and it's better to walk away, right? It's easier and it's better to walk away. Mm-mm. Anybody else's allergies getting to them? My eyes are so red. I'm telling y'all. Yes, we want positive energy on here. Who's acting up? Is that Jeff Brantley? Uh-oh. Mel will get you. Hi, Tracy. Happy birthday, girl. I saw you looking great. We're going to have to hang out. I live a little closer to you. All right. So, boundaries. What are your boundaries? What are your boundaries for your children? Now, for your kids, it could be more like, I would think in terms of curfew, in terms of having order in the household. I know when we were coming up, we knew there was no TV, there was no 8-track music playing. That was my thing. I had a whole 8-track in my room, you guys. Kool and the Gang, Stevie Wonder, the Whispers, the Spinners, the Commodores. Woo, Lionel Richie. It'd be me and Lionel all day. But let me tell you something. Not before homework was done, outside, inside, chores were done. My father taught us, because it was 5 girls and boys and 5 daughters. We knew how to change tires, change oils. We knew how to grocery shop, write checks. We knew we knew wash clothes. We knew how to do it all at very, very early ages because our father did not want us dependent on men, plain and simple. He did not. He didn't. And to this day, none of us daughters have ever been dependent upon a man. I must tell you. Now, I think it's a great thing. However, I can see where it's made some of us mighty, mighty strong, right? And I know for myself, I need to soften up a little bit. And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm scared, right? We talked about that too. But I'm ready because it's different. I never had a man that just had it everything, everything together. Ooh, that scares me. But I'm ready. I have to recognize what it was, but I'm ready. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. And it's of God. So when you ask God for what you want and He gives it to you, recognize it. But this time, don't run from it. Don't run from it, right? Boundaries, even boundaries for beautiful things. You got to set boundaries, all right? For your children. I was looking at, who's that doctor, the prison doctor, where he goes around. He reminds me of a modern day Scared Straight. If you guys remember Scared Straight, he reminds me of a modern day Scared Straight. I think that what he's doing and for the purposes of which he does it is phenomenal. Anytime you can get behind the youth to help to make a difference that is positive is phenomenal. I don't know what happened when I saw this brother quickly, maybe 2 days ago. He was very, very disappointed. And he was saying how he was angry with the parents because it was just simply parents not giving a damn about their children, not even trying to help their children. He was very frustrated. I really wanted to reach out to the brother. I think I'm going to try and just see how, maybe even over the phone, if he needs some kind of just an outlet, if I can be that for him or to help with ideas or whatever, being that I'm a clinical psychologist, maybe I can help him in some way or even help to do some type of mentorship with the children. Whatever I can do to help, I'm going to just see how I can, if I can. But he was so frustrated. So I said, you know what? Let me go and talk to my people and remind my people that we have a responsibility to do the best that we can by our children. And let's just remember that they are not going to be children for a very long time. They're going to become adults like us. All right. So think about where you are as an adult and as a parent. And is that where you want your child to be? Because your children, they are learning what you show them and what you teach them, and also what they see, but you don't talk to them about. Okay? So children learn what they live. So if you're not teaching your child manners, they're living without manners. If you don't teach them how to read, they're not going to know how to read. It is not the teacher's job, it is not the school's job to parent your children. Teaching your children education, manners, rules, how to behave, when it is appropriate to get up, even in church, to go to the restroom, that should be done before devotion and after benediction, right? It's just amazing. If you don't teach them, they're not going to know. If you don't teach your child to put their plate, take their plate and scrape the food and put it in the dishwasher or whatever, or the sink, or to clean it and how to dry it, they're not going to know. So please, please, please remember, your children will only learn and exhibit what you teach them as well as what you don't. Okay? All right. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I will do my best to come on here again tomorrow, and we're just going to continue in our series of talking about effective communication. So your homework assignment tonight is talk to your mate about the boundaries that you guys share in your household amongst each other and your children, and make sure that you're on one accord. And if you don't have a mate and it's just you and your babies and your children, have a conversation with them about the boundaries, about the cell phone. You need to put a cap on that time. You need to put a cap on TV time. It's about reading. It's about being able to compete in this world that is ever changing. Okay? So let's keep those things in mind. Let's teach our children how to pray and how to meditate. Okay? So be blessed. I am Dr. Tatanisha Timms, and I will see you again soon. If you have questions, please DM me as I do get back to you either personally or I will answer your question here publicly and I will do it anonymously for you. And if there's a specific topic that you would like for me to cover, please, you can send it to me through DM or you can text it to me. All right. I thank you guys for commenting. And let me tell you, being open to your significant other's perspective, yes, very good, Todd, because it is about bringing two individuals together, and your individuality is just as important as your collaborativeness. Okay? Because you're two individuals, you're coming together. So if that means that before you got married, you had activities with your friends that were, of course, marriage appropriate, I will say it that way. And if she had activities maybe with her girls or whatever that she did, that was, of course, appropriate and respectful of the marriage, then there's no reason those things should stop, most likely. Okay? Keep your individual side. Those things are important. And as well as time that you're spending together. So it is about building and growing and nurturing. I always say, I tell men who think they're interested in me, listen, I'm like a flower. You have to water me. If you don't, I'm going to die. And I don't want to die. That means that if you're not feeding and pouring into me, I'm not going to be there for that. So that's that. All right. So great conversation. Thank you guys for the text messages. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll be back tomorrow. All right. See you soon. Have a blessed night. Bye.